Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News at 11.
Good evening, I'm Connor James. We begin tonight with a new bill aimed at improving the treatment of officials at school sporting events. The proposed law is called the Good Sports Bill. It would make intimidating officials a misdemeanor and assaulting one a felony. WYMT's Emily Bennett talked to a local sports official about how he feels about the idea.
In the spring, a Kentucky high school sports referee was punched by a coach just after the final buzzer.
I do remember the last shot. Then I got punched out, knocked out. I was out for a couple minutes.
Kenny Culp suffered a broken collarbone, brain bleed, and broken sinus cavity.
No idea. I'd like to ask him this one day, face to face. Why did you hit me?
That punch got the ball rolling in this bill. It calls for intimidation of a referee to be a Class A misdemeanor and an actual physical assault automatically charged as a Class D felony.
It brings a black eye to youth sports, and that's not what youth athletics is about at all.
Kyle Maggart has been a sports official for more than 18 years.
So you deal with a lot, depending on the stakes of the game. I feel like, just the level that you're going to get berated.
He has dealt with many angry parents and coaches, and the hateful words continue even off the court.
I've been messaged via social media with unkind words.
With refs being mistreated, the number of officials has dropped.
180 to 200 something, somewhere in that range that we have lost from last season. People that's not decided that they didn't want to do it anymore.
But for some, like Culp, even assault will not stop him from putting on the whistle.
Rather die on the court than not do it. I love the game so much.
Hoping this will bring respect for officials. In Hazard, Emily Bennett, WYMT Mountain News.
The bill has been pre-filed for consideration in the upcoming 2020 session at the state capitol. Well, in Western Kentucky, 2 rookie state troopers are in hot water after an accidental shooting. The 2 were moving into their second-floor apartment when they accidentally discharged a rifle into the floor. Nobody was hurt, but the bullet nearly struck a child who was playing downstairs. According to a report, the troopers told sheriff's deputies they were, quote, they were just moving in and had taken the magazine out of the rifle. They thought it was empty and the trigger was pulled and the gun went off, unquote. Then asked if they had notified their sergeant at KSB, they told deputies they were getting ready to go out. The mother of the children says that troopers did not check on the family until the next day. Well, the outside of the Rogers Park Baptist Church may look grim. However, hopeful owners had big plans for the inside. Those plans were stopped when vandals broke in and caused thousands of dollars worth of damage on the inside. There were curse words painted on the walls, a piano destroyed, and a pew thrown into the baptistry. Robert and Tina Fletcher say they were heartbroken when they saw the damage.
All the pews are turned over completely. The walls are defaced. Whoever's done it has made a huge mistake. And that's on their soul, between them and God.
Troopers with Kentucky State Police Post 9 are investigating. If you do have any information about this, you can call them at 606-433-7711. Tips can remain anonymous. Now to Pulaski County, where 3 people were arrested after police say they were dealing drugs and with children in the home. Casey Foster, Terry Eden, and Amber Cole were arrested after police investigated a home off Kentucky 80 west of Somerset. Officers say they found bags of heroin and other drug-related items in the home. They say there were also several guns, including one with the serial number scratched off. A 4-year-old and a 10-year-old were also in the house. Their toys were found near the drugs. Well, the bones found Sunday in Perry County bring back into the spotlight people missing across the region. On May 7, 2015, Natasha Fugit went missing from her home in Knott County. More than 4 years later, there is still no sign of her. Now that more remains have been found, her grandmother holds out hope they aren't her granddaughters.
But I hope and pray it's not her. As long as you don't know, you've got faith that she will show up sometime or other. But if you know that's her, then you know it's over with. You can put it to rest.
There is still a $15,000 reward out for information on where Fugit may be or what happened to her.
saw a few showers earlier this evening. Most of those are starting to move out of here, but still dealing with those gloomy skies across the mountains. We'll go ahead and take you up into Moorhead, one of the areas that's seen some of those rain chances tonight. You can see the wet roadways along Interstate 64. They've been continuing to deal with those mostly cloudy skies tonight. So satellite and radar showing those showers that we saw a little bit earlier this evening, but most have moved out of our area. That'll continue as we head into tonight. So scanning the skies now, seeing a few showers up just north of I-64, but other than that, we're seeing most of those clear out of here. And as we head into the rest of the overnight hours, we'll continue to see those temperatures start to drop. You're seeing those low to mid 40s across the area, 44 down into London, 41 into Harlan, 44 Hazard, 46 into Prestonsburg, 41 up into Moorhead. So most of us look to drop into about those mid to upper 30s, with mostly cloudy skies, and a few showers still possible as we head into those early morning hours. But like I said, most of those have moved out of the area for now. Now sunshine does return as we head a little bit later into your Wednesday, continuing into your Thursday, but a cold front quickly approaches us by the end of the work week, bringing rain, and cooler temperatures look to increase or really return by the time we get into a little bit into the weekend. I'll have those details coming up in just a little bit. Connor.
All right, thanks, Paige. Well, the visitation took place today for a former longtime Breathitt County coroner, George Griffith. Family and friends say his service to the community extended beyond his work duties. WYMT's Lacey Roberts talked with some of them.
In the small-knit community of Breathitt County, memories and stories about George Griffith bring a smile to every face.
Caring.
Yeah. Happy. He loved it. And he loved people.
Integrity, self-sacrifice, and helping those less fortunate are just some of the many traits he possessed.
I was always taught, try to leave the world a little bit better place than you found it. And by that measure, George has done a good job.
A staple in the city of Jackson, cooking dinners for the elderly and singing for fundraisers, yet always making time for his family.
He taught us how to work hard. He also taught us how to play hard.
I mean, he would make you feel welcome or comfort you. Anything you went at, he done that. He was just that type of person.
Split between two worlds, the Griffith family wanted to share their dad and husband.
Well, I really didn't mind it because I was glad he had the opportunity that he could serve the people and let them see what kind of man he really was.
To feel the community is going to miss him, but his family's going to deeply miss him.
Hoping the family can find comfort in their grief too.
Knowing that he touched a lot of lives in our community, and they aren't alone in their sadness.
For a man who was full of laughter, love for all, and humility. In Breathitt County, Lacey Roberts, WYMT Mountain News.
Now his funeral is tomorrow at 1 p.m. at the Breathitt Funeral Home. Well, it is a way to get kids thinking about their futures. Nearly 100 students from 6 schools across the region came together today at Hazard Community and Technical College for STEM Camp. Ruth Bentley says not only do students get to learn at the camp, but they take the new material back to their schools to teach their peers.
Kids just get so excited for it because it's all hands-on, and our guys love hands-on. And then they get to learn about things that they can do after they graduate for the transition program. So it's a win-win for everybody.
Students got to take classes about cosmetology, carpentry, welding, auto tech, computer-aided design, and drafting, just to name a few. Well, for 42 years, Mike Howard of Harlan County was Mountain Santa. He traveled across the area dressed as Santa, delivering toys to thousands of children who may not have had Christmas otherwise. In early 2018, he died, but his legacy did not. His son Jordan has become the new Mountain Santa. Some people say you shouldn't decorate and prepare for Christmas until after Thanksgiving.
No, it starts in October.
Don't tell that to the people who live down Santa Lane.
For me, before Halloween.
Here, smoke signals the start of wrapping presents.
I'd say we got over 1,000 right now, and it's just middle way, halfway through.
For weeks, Jordan Howard and others spend day after day taping and folding, wrapping each gift by hand.
Everything's still coming together.
Building a mountain of toys to bring to kids in Harlan County. Jordan is following his father's footsteps. Mike Howard was the original Mountain Santa.
So Dad told me before he passed, he said, you got to have the Lord in it. So that's what I'm doing.
Only 8 months later, he also lost his mom. But instead of mourn, Jordan says what he's doing here, continuing on the tradition, that's how he keeps them around.
It's a feeling that you can't describe. When you don't think that a community would come together like they have to continue to keep doing this. But it's awesome. It is, it's just amazing. It's something.
So if you see people down Santa Lane preparing and decorating for Christmas early,
I'm excited for Christmas.
I'd recommend joining in.
I sure am.
Now, for anyone who does want to join in, all you have to do is stop by the workshop. Howard is holding a couple roadblocks too in the coming weeks to raise money for the cause. They plan on having their first run to give out gifts on December 14th. Well, coming up at 11, a consumer advocacy group releases its worst toys of the holiday season, how you can keep your child safe. And forecasters announced a new tropical storm brewing in the Atlantic.
And more sunshine is in store over the next couple of days, but a cold front will bring soggy weather back into the mountains by the end of the week. I'll have those details coming up.